All right, I'm at Bobcat Stadium with Texas State Bobcat safeties coach Dexter McCoil. Dexter, 2 weeks into fall camp, how are these safeties looking?
Oh man, we getting better each day, man. I think, I tell the guys every day, man, we don't want overthinkers, we want playmakers. So I think the guys coming every day ready to work. They're competing at a high level, and I think one thing about it, nobody's getting comfortable. Everybody is trying to rise the standard in the room. So I think guys are working and we getting better each day.
In this 4-2-5 defense, it seems like the DBs are going to have more responsibilities than they did in the past with this defense. What does that look like whenever you're coaching up these guys, especially guys who are coming from the last defense like Torrey Spears coming over? What do you think has been the major difference or roadblock while teaching up this 4-2-5?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, with Coach Packey, the lead of our defense, we always, as a coaching staff, we always on one accord. So, the main thing we always instilling is effort, attitude, toughness, right? So those three things is what they control. And so if they bringing that every day, as coaches, we're going to work like hell to make sure they're in a good position possible to be successful. So that's our main thing. We instill in that culture, that brotherhood, and that effort and attitude to always play with a relentless effort and attitude.
Torrey Spears, I just mentioned him. He's a guy who came back, and he mentioned you specifically as somebody that he wanted to come back and play for. When he looked at you, he saw you're a tall safety like he is. You played in the NFL. What's the relatability level like with having gone to the pros and being able to connect with your players? What's that been like for you?
Oh man, it's a blessing, man. Honestly, that's what I do it for. That's what I coach every day, to be able to be a mentor and to be an example for those guys. Seeing that I've been through a lot of those situations that they've been through or what they're going to go through. So for me, is for me to be that bridge builder for them, to tell them, hey man, I know how this stuff might be. I know how it is to be in open field and space. I know how it is to get off the hash and play cover two. I know how it is to be in man coverage, and sometimes those things are harder than what they look like. But as long as we continue to work on those things each and every day and make ourselves versatile, because I think the safety group, I tell them all, we got to be able to do everything. You got to be able to cover, got to be able to tackle like a linebacker, got to be able to cover like a corner, and you got to be smart enough to line everybody up like a quarterback. So each day it's a learning curve every day to get better at something. And as long as the guys doing that, especially guys like Torrey, who is our senior leader, I love Torrey, man. He's a good dude, great, gonna be a great father. Man, I just love everything about him, and I love the whole squad, man. I got great relationships with all those kids.
Is Torrey the only senior safety?
No, we got Sean Houghton. He's
Yeah.
a senior as well. So both of them are actually very much so leaders of the group, and I think Sean Houghton is more of a leader about what he does and not what he says, and Torrey is more of the leader that he does the work, but also he gonna let everybody know, like, we want to have that winning attitude. We gonna keep each other accountable. So all our guys really do it from the top to the bottom. I think everybody's coming in the room. They write daily goals or what we want to do in practice. And trying to attain those goals each day. And if we don't hold up to that, we make sure we're accountable in the film room to be able to correct it.
Yeah, Sean Holton, that's a guy you got to come over from Incarnate Word. Your first year as a coach at Incarnate Word last year.
Yeah.
And having so many guys come over, like Caleb Culp's another one, having 9 guys, I think, total come over, how much has that helped introducing this system defensively and offensively to these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys have done a good job of picking up the playbook and being able to bring it from the classroom to the field. I think that's one thing that we've been striving to make sure that we're able to put everything in, and now we want to make sure that we play fast. We're not trying to make it confusion, for those guys. We want those guys to be in position to be successful and go make the play. Don't overthink it at all. Just go make the play. For me as a coach, I never want to coach robots. I'm never going to make my kids be robotic. I want them to go play free. I don't want them to worry about if they mess up. If they mess up, then go 100 mile per hour doing it, and we could correct it from there. So I think the guys, as a whole, just you talk about Cope, Sean, being second year in the system, those guys understand what we're trying to do, what we're trying to get done. But I think the guys that we have here wasn't at UIW with the system, I think everybody has come together, has daily picked it up, and gained that momentum of understanding of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to get done.
And we saw a little bit of G.J. Kinney out there today playing some defensive back. He was D'ing up some receivers. Did you see him do that? And if you did, what was your evaluation of his skills?
Well, I tell you what, hey, everybody understand, but Coach Kenny is an athlete, man. I mean, I remember, the time when he was with the New York Jets and they put him at safety. You know what I'm saying, in the NFL. Mind me, obviously he hasn't played safety, but that just shows you the kind of character, the kind of leader he was, and the kind of the guy he was in the locker room to be able to step up and play anything. And that's the same type of leader he is here, to be able to be a very much of a real relationship type of guy with all his kids, versatile enough to do a whole lot of things, but also, a player's coach and a guy that you love coaching with. So I think, just that versatility, we talk about versatility in the room, it shows with our head coach as well. So.
That's a lot of nice things you had to say about him. And he had a lot of nice things to say about you, too. But yeah, he had a few things. Like, he said when y'all were at Tulsa together, he used to pass over you all the time. You never had a chance. He said he's currently right now more athletic than you and better looking than you. And he told me I could say this. So here you are. You can respond to all those allegations.
Hey, one thing about it for me, and he knows this, man. We always had our battles in practice, and I think that's what's helping us coach now, because now we get to instill that to the kids. We always had those battles back and forth. I think he made me a better safety in college, and I made him a better quarterback. And in the end, I talk about the grilled cheese. All right, you got bread and cheese. If you just have a regular and you don't heat it up, that's not really a good grilled cheese, right? So you need some tension to that, and I told the guys about that. So the tension that we bring to each other in practice and competition, that's what breeds excellence. So, he can say all the bad things about me, but in the end, I know it's all love between me and Coach Kenny, man. I call him GJ, but Coach Kenny, out of respect, but that's my guy, man. It's real relationships with that guy, and we went to war together, man. We won in Notre Dame, biggest school, winning history at Tulsa. So I don't care what go on between, they'll never break that up as far as the friendship, but also the competition that we have together.
I like that. You want a grilled cheese, not a cheese sandwich,
Yeah,
right?
I don't want no cheese sandwich. We need some tension. We got to, get this thing heated up, and then once we heat it up, everything will come all together.
What was GJ like in college? You played with him. Was he different than he is today? Was he a little wilder, or what was he like playing with?
Nah, actually, I think he was a guy that was about his business. He was a guy that come from a great background. His family, his dad was a good coach, so he come from that coaching background. So he was always a student of the game. So he was smart. He was understanding of the game, but he also had that swagger to him, as a quarterback, to, be able to take off and run, but also had the arm to be able to make all the throws. So, I knew he was always going to be a pro football quarterback, and, I always knew he was going to be a leader of our team ever since I got there. I was younger than him, but when I got there, GJ was clearly by far the leader of the team, and always the guy that got the ship rolling.
Who are some of the players? This will be my last one for it. We mentioned Torrey Spears, Caleb Culp, Sean Holton. They can be included in this. But who are some of the guys who have really stood out to you at that safety position?
At the safety position, for me, I'm not a single-handed guy. I'm a person that we only good as my weakest link, right? So we want to make sure the whole room, the standards is rising each day. So I think everybody has gotten better. From Sean Coleman to Torrey Spears to Ronnie, Cope, D-Jack. Everybody in our room, has played a part of getting better. So I don't have to single any person out. Javen has made plays. Cope being versatile, Sean Holton being versatile, Torrey being versatile. DJ, just great spirits, and I love DJ. That's a great kid. That's just a great kid, man. He always about his business, man. Love his family, and all those guys, man. JJ, a guy that doesn't say much, but he just comes in and works. So I name all my guys. All of them play a big part in this team, play a big part in us winning games, and all of them are a big part of my life, man. I spend more time with them than I do my 4-year-old son. So that's my sons, man. I really love them. Just as much as I want to be a father figure, an example for my son, I am for them too.
I said last one, but I'll throw this one at you. Torrey Spears, he's going to be a father as well in October. You have any fatherly advice for him?
Yeah, actually, whenever he has questions or anything that he's going through through the day, I'm always there for him, and I think that's just a part of me being a coach. It ain't just about me coaching out on the field. Me having those real relationships to come to me and trust me enough to just ask for advice. Hey, how it is gonna be, changing a baby diaper or something like that, or what to expect around this time. I'm always asking them, man, hey, how your girl doing, man? I know, the doctor visits, he showed me his kids, the ultrasound and stuff. So again, it's a real relationship that we have, and I'm always gonna be there for him to, let him know, because I obviously been through that process, and I am a father myself. To my son, Dexter McCoil Jr. So I'm there for anything that he needs.
So Dexter McCoil Sr. over here. I got to make sure to use that senior in there for you.
Sir.
Great talking with you. It's awesome to finally get to meet you
Yes,
and
sir.
everything.
Nice to meet you too, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everything.
Absolutely.